ओके एवरीवन, आई एम आदि एंड यू आर वाचिंग आदि एंड चावा। आप सबका एक बार फिर से स्वागत है हमारे इस यूट्यूब चैनल पे। आपने थंबनेल देखा ही होगा। थंबनेल के अनुसार आज आपके सामने एक इंटरव्यू मॉक इंटरव्यू में लेने वाला हूँ, एंड जिसमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस होंगे कोर जावा के, एडवांस जावा के, स्प्रिंग बूट के, जो कि बेसिक क्वेश्चंस होंगे, कुछ एडवांस होंगे जिससे आपको हेल्प हो सकती है। तो बी कंटिन्यू, ओके। सो हमारे साथ है प्रीतम, जो कि दिख रहा है आपको यहाँ पे, अभी दिखेगा जब बोलेगा तब। ओके। सो सबसे पहले प्रीतम, आपको क्वेश्चन है, हाउ आर यू एंड ब्रदर, कैन यू टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट योर सेल्फ टू आवर ऑडियंस?
Yes. Hi, Arya. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And I have graduated.
ओके ओके, यस यस, कंटिन्यू, नो प्रॉब्लम। इट्स ओके, इट्स ओके।
Okay. I have been graduated. Sorry.
या स्पीक, यू कैन स्पीक।
Hello.
यस, यू कैन स्पीक।
Yeah. So I have been grad. Okay. So I have been graduated in the year of 2020 from Dr. D. Patel Institute of Engineering Management and Research, which comes under Pune University. And after that, I worked with a company. There, I worked as a data analytics for 6 months. Then I switched to the developing field, and I worked with Virtusa for
ओके
3 years. There, I worked mostly on the Spring Boot projects as a Spring Boot developer. And also, I got the opportunity to work on the SQL project. So that's what I did, I think, in the 3 years of my experience.
ओके ओके ओके, गुड प्रीतम। प्रीतम, कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट यू हैव डन इन योर प्रोजेक्ट? कैन यू एक्सप्लेन योर प्रोजेक्ट लिटिल बिट?
Uh, the Spring Boot project was about I was developing the REST APIs,
ओके।
just yeah, creating the URLs, and I was not handling actually the front end. So my main work was to create the APIs and send them to the front end developers.
ओके, कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज रेस्ट एपीआई?
REST API is like, we people are working with the data. We are storing that inside the database, and by using the Spring Boot, we are creating different kinds of layers, and we are creating a URL actually. API is something like, we are not exposing the internal implementation. Instead of that, we are providing some outer kind of a URL. So with the help of that URL, one can access the data.
Yes, that means communication can be happen
So
if we
that
have
is
REST
REST
API.
API.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, good, good, Pritam.
If
Very good. I want to ask you some few more questions. Can you tell me basic question, difference in between abstract class and interface?
uh, Okay, so abstract class is just like the class in which we can declare the abstract methods by using
Mm-hmm.
the abstract keywords. But on the other hand, we also can take some concrete methods. Uh, some like we can take the constructors inside that, and we can declare the variables inside that, and there is no restrictions on the variables, what kind of return type or what kind of access modifier we can use with that. But in if I'll talk about the interface. So before the 1.8 version of Java interface, there were lots of restrictions, just like we were not able to declare the we were not able to define the function actually inside the interface. Just like we that is something like 100% pure abstract class was that interface. And for functions, the functions were abstract. Internally it was abstract, and variables were final, static and final,
Yes, yes, yes.
if I'm not wrong. So and there was no construct. We were not able to create the object of that interface. But when 1.8 version came into the picture, so then their concept the concept of functional interface came into the existence. Inside that, we were able to take the static methods and also the default methods along, but the restriction was there for the abstract methods, and only one abstract method we can take inside the interface, functional interface. And also, like, we were allowed to create the object of the interface after 1.8 version, I think. Just like both have the advantages, but depends on the situation where we, what kind of requirement do we have. On that basis, we can use either the interface or the abstract class.
So you are saying we can create the object of interface after the Java 1.8. Can you tell me how we can create the object?
Uh, s- uh, Sorry, can't create the object. I forgot that, but we can use the main method. Sorry, we can use the main method and we can call that main method.
Okay, okay,
We
fine.
can't create. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Right,
right.
right. Okay, it's okay, Pritam. Pritam, can you tell me you heard about lambda expression?
Yes.
So what is exactly
Lambda
lambda
expression.
expression and what are the advantage we will get when we use lambda expression?
Yes. When the 1.8 version came into the existence of Java, so that time what happened, they come up with this concept of lambda expression.
Mm-hmm.
Lambda expression, actually, it is an anonymous function. Anonymous
Mm-hmm.
means it doesn't have the name, doesn't have the return type, doesn't have the modifier. Uh, just like a simple, by using the one arrow symbol, we can define the lambda function, and it enables that functional programming. That means we can pass the behavior of something inside the function as a parameter. And also, it reduces the it reduces the code, and also mm, just like reduces the code and efficiency, I would like to say.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, right.
Just like by using lambda expression, we can write the more efficient codes. And concise, actually, the main purpose was to was the conciseness of the code, and that we got from the lambda expression. And we can use this lambda expression with the help of the functional interfaces. And I think only because of functional interfaces this came in into the picture.
Yes. Very, very good, very good. प्रीतम गाइस, आप देख रहे हो व्हाट्स द आंसर यार। ये ऐसे ऐसे आंसर आपको भी आने चाहिए। इंटरव्यू इंटरव्यू में जब क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए तो फ्रिक्वेंटली यार, मतलब बी कॉन्फिडेंट होकर आपको आंसर बताना है। घबराना वगैरह नहीं, जैसे प्रीतम बता रहा है। ओके, जो भी फ्रेशर्स इस इंटरव्यू को देख रहे हैं, बहुत हेल्पफुल होने वाला है। ऐसे ही कीप इट अप करते रहो, देखते रहो, ठीक है। अब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा। ओके प्रीतम, माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू ब्रदर। Can you tell me some methods of object class in Java?
Yes, we have the functions like hash code function is there. Actually, there are 11 or 12 methods are there. We have hash code, some related to the, that multi-threading like notify all, or I'm not able to recall all the methods,
Okay, no
but
problem. What is the purpose of hash code method? What is the use of that method?
hash code. Actually, Java is object oriented, so everything is getting stored in terms of the object. So
Okay.
to uniquely identify that object, there is a hash code behind. For an object, there is a hash code,
Hmm.
and that hash code method returns the if we are using that, so it gives us the hash code of that particular object.
Okay. Is it same or different for each object?
It is different, but we can override this method and we can provide the hash code of our own choice.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Can you tell me, you heard about HashMap and basic interview question, lots of interview ask, that is internal structure of HashMap. How HashMap internally work? Can you explain?
Yes, the underlying data structure for hash map uh, is hash table.
Okay.
Mm, hash table, and there is something else, I think.
Okay.
And actually, it is a sub interface of the child interface of the map interface of the collection framework, and it stores the objects as a key value pair.
Okay.
And uh, just like key value pair, it stores the value as a key value pair. And internally, if I'll talk, so hash table is there. So on the basis of the hash code, it is storing the value, and it is storing the keys and mapping those to the, just like I think, if I'm not wrong, so linked list and hash table are the underlying data structures for this.
Okay. Okay.
So by using that, it is allowing to store the objects as a key value pair.
Okay. Okay, Britam. Okay. Okay. No problem. Actually, it creates the array of buckets. Okay, internet create the
Hmm.
array of buckets. Guys, video is coming on our YouTube channel. How HashMap internally store the values in key value pair, like key value pair. It's very important interview question. Okay, many interviewer ask this question: How HashMap internally store the value? Basically, it will create the array of buckets, and inside that array of buckets is nothing but it's a node. Okay, it follow the linked list. That is singly linked list, not doubly linked list. Okay, inside node there is a four things it will store, like key, then hash code, then value, and the address of next node. Okay, that things maintained in the that node. Okay, I will explain it very detailed with better understanding on our YouTube channel. Okay, with practical scenario I will show you. Okay, so keep it up for this interview now. Okay, I will surely make the video. Okay, no problem, Pritam. You are also giving the good answer. Okay, as much as possible. It's okay. I want to ask some more question. Pritam, what is the difference in between ArrayList and HashSet?
HashSet and ArrayList, there is a huge difference.
Okay.
ArrayList is the class, and it is the part of the collection framework. Both are the part of the collection framework, but there is a just like list interface.
Okay.
Okay, list interface, and it is implementing the list interface, and its work is to store the objects as a single entity, collection of objects as a single entity if we want to store. So we are using that array list. And in
Okay.
array list, we just like the duplicates are allowed, or the null values are allowed, and null values are allowed in that. And even when we will talk about the insertion order, so that is
Yeah.
preserved in terms of array list. So but if we'll talk about hash set, so that is the implementation class of the I think hash has set. I think that is, yeah, implementation class of the set interface. So that is also represent the object collection of objects as a single entity. But the difference is here, when we store the data, when we store the objects inside the hash set, so at that time what happen, the duplicates are not allowed. The main
Okay.
difference is like the duplicates are not allowed, and even the insertion order of that inserting elements is not getting preserved.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if we'll talk about the null values, so null insertion, so I think at the time of first insertion we can do as a null, but after that I think we can't perform the null insertion inside the asset.
Okay. Okay. Very good, Pritam. Pritam, you know put method. What is the use of put method in a hash map, or we can say map interface?
Sorry,
Put
pardon.
method. What is the use of put method?
Put method of the hasset class.
Hash map. Hash map.
Hash map,
My voice is
actually
low.
to store the
Like my
entry.
voice is coming
Yeah,
or not?
it's breaking little bit. Yeah, it
Okay.
is
Just
it is breaking little bit.
minute.
Yeah.
एक minute. एक minute. Okay. Now it's clear. Hello.
Yeah, it's clear now.
Okay. So my question is that what is the use of put method of hash map?
Put method, I think to add the entry inside the map.
Okay. And what is the return type of put method?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's okay, no problem. Whatever value you are storing, the return type of that value. Whatever value. If you are storing string, it will return string. If you are storing integer, it will return integer. Okay. Okay. Fine, fine, fine,
Generic
fine.
type, I think.
Yeah. What is the difference between array and collection?
Array and collection. Okay. So array is kind of, the best definition that I like the most is array is a, fixed number of collection of fixed number of homogeneous elements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we know the size in advance, so we can use the arrays concept,
Okay.
because just like in some cases, if the wastage of memory is not the is
Mm-hmm.
not required, just like we are not caring about the wastage of memory, so that time we can
Yes.
go with the array.
Okay.
But in collections comes after the to overcome the limitations of array. The Java people came up with the concept of collection. So
Mm-hmm.
collection is a framework, and it
Mm-hmm.
is implemented. It is just like growable in nature. By using the growable array, it is developed, and some underlying data structures are there for arrays, just like
Mm-hmm.
already implemented method are there, so directly we can use, but this story is not applicable with the array. And
Mm-hmm.
also just like same thing, ready-made method availability is there, and that is growable in size. And if the memory is reaching at some extent, there is something like threshold, or fill
Mm-hmm.
ratio is there, I think. So
Yes.
after, when that is reaching at that fill ratio, so in some cases of collection classes, it is creating the new one, and it is transferring the data, whole data, into the new one and destroying the first objects. So it is time consuming, but it is efficient with the memory, I think. So that is the
Okay.
difference, I think.
You are talking about threshold. What is the default threshold and capacity of hash map?
Oh, it's like 75%, I think.
Okay, okay, 75 and
For
capacity.
array list, if the
Hash map. I'm
initial
talking about hash
capacity,
map. Yeah.
hash map, I'm not sure about that.
Guys, please listen carefully. If you are talking or if you are using some words like threshold, interviewer definitely ask question on that. Okay, that's why I'm asking this question. If you are talking about threshold like that, so interviewer will point that and definitely ask the question. Okay, so please be carefully when you are using some words. Okay, it's okay. You can use that, but you will be able to answer the questions also. Okay. So default capacity of hash map is 16 and the threshold is 12. That is 0.75%. Like 75% if hash map is full, then threshold will be updated. Okay. That is double. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, Pratham, no problem. Can you tell me, you have used string buffer class?
Yes.
It's mutable or
I've
immutable?
not used in the project, but string buffer.
It's mutable
Will
or
you repeat the
immutable?
question? It's mutable.
It's mutable. Okay. Uh, what is the
Yes.
default capacity of string buffer?
Default capacity of the string buffer, I'm not able to, in boot sense,
It's a 16.
it's like
Okay. It's
default cap.
okay. What is exactly immutable? You heard the term?
Immutable, as we know, the string class is immutable in nature of the
Hmm.
Java. Immutable is like, the non-changeable behavior of the string
Hmm.
class. makes the string as a immutable. Just like once we are creating the object of a string class, and later
Mm-hmm.
we want to modify that objects. So what will happen with that modification? A new object will get created, and there will be the no modification, or there will be the no change in the that object we have created before. In that there will
Mm-hmm.
be the no change. This non-changeable behavior of the string is nothing but the immutability.
Okay, 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 fine. Very good. Pritam, you heard about the exception like array store exception when will occur in Java program? Array stored exception.
Array
Stored exception.
stored exception. No, I have never heard about that.
Array index out of bound exception.
Yes, yes, that I heard.
When will occur?
Just like we are trying to access the arrays element from the location which actually is not there. Array out of bound.
Okay.
Suppose
Same
the
like
arrays of
array
size
store
5.
exception will when occurs. Listen, array store exception occur that time when you want to add the different type of data in different type of array. If you are creating array like integer and want to store the data in different type, that time array store exception will occur. Okay, you can try and other guys also you can try. Okay, and research about that exception
Thank you.
also. Okay, it's okay.
Thank you.
I move forward to the advanced concepts little bit. JDBC and Hibernate. What is the difference?
Actually, JDBC is kind of a, would like to say, a framework
Hmm.
to connect our Java application with the database.
Okay.
Uh, and Hibernate is also the same thing, but a lot of improvement is there. Like manual work is totally reduced in the
Mm-hmm.
Hibernate. JDBC in JDBC, just like we must have the knowledge of the SQL,
Mm-hmm.
just like the full knowledge, because we have to write the queries in the JDBC after
Mm-hmm.
making the connection and all. We have to write the queries inside that. And in Hibernate, we are using in Spring Boot, if we are using Hibernate or the JPA. So JPA
Mm-hmm.
is kind of a specification, and kind of implementation is the Hibernate, providing lots of features inside that. Inbuilt support is getting there, automatically queries are getting fired and created. So the data, it's all about the database and the Java application communication. It's like if Java application wants to communicate with the database, so we are using Hibernate, JDBC, JPA, or Spring Data JPA. So these things.
JDBC is database dependent or database independent?
Uh, JDBC, that is dependent again.
Yes, that is
I'm not
dependent
able
and
to. I
Hibernate
have,
Hibernate
yeah,
is independent. Okay. It's
independent,
very
just like
important difference.
automatically.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Okay. No problem, guys. You can also research this like the that type of questions also. Okay. Very good, Pritam. You are going good. Mm, I'll move forward to the Spring. Okay. Pritam, what is the difference between add the rate component and add the rate bean annotation?
@component. Annotation is used with the classes
Mm-hmm.
to tell the IOC container that that is your responsibility to create, manage, and destroy whatever you want to do with the beans. Just like we are telling the IOC container about a particular class, that you have to create the object of this class, and whatever you want to do, manage the whole life cycle of that bean, that is your responsibility. So for that purpose, in a generic way, generic annotation it is, stereotype generic annotation it
Yes.
is, I think. And bean, bean, that we are using inside the configuration class, the
Hmm.
class which is annotated with the configuration annotation. So inside that, if we want to create the object, or same, we are creating the object, but we are uh, after creating, we are giving that object to the IOC container that handle this object by using the new keyword or whatever the method we are using to create the object. So to annotate that method, we are using @bean annotation.
Yes, very good. That means if I have to customize the object and give to the IOC, then we go for bean, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
And by
Ex-
default, if you want to create the object by using IOC, then we can use component. Very good
Yes.
explanation, Pritam. Okay, so now can you tell me mm, the run method? Which class run method is belongs run method of Spring Boot? You heard about which class this run method?
I forgot that runner, command line runner, I think there is an interface.
Nobody.
Inside that, there is a runner method.
Run method. I am saying about run method. That means in main class, in starter class, we got run
Okay,
method.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there is the first, the main application that we are creating while
Yes.
when we are creating the Spring Boot application. So at that time, the application, the class which is annotated with the @Spring Boot application annotation.
Okay.
So inside that, there is the run method.
But which class it's belong? What is the class name?
Class name, just like from where we are calling or where exactly it is.
Where exactly it is? In which class?
Uh, I do not have any idea. One run method is there inside the run command line runner interface.
This
Like,
is different. It's different. Command line run method is different, and the run method of a Spring application class, brother. Spring application class having run method.
yeah,
Okay. Not having only one run method, they are having three run methods.
not yeah, yeah.
Two are the
Yes,
statics and one is the instance method. Actually, he's performing all of these things like creating the IOC and printing the banner, calling the listeners, runners, timestamp, lots of things it will internally do. Okay, fine. Pritam, can you tell me uh, how run method exactly start the IOC? You know about that? Which implemented class it is using to run the which implemented class it's using to start the IOC. We know that if we want to start the IOC, we need to implement some class like when we use Spring, that time we are using application context equal to new class path XML context, that one class, then another one annotation config application context. So in Spring Boot, which implemented class exactly used by run method to start the IOC?
I'm not able to recall, but I know exactly which class.
Okay, which class?
Right now, I'm not able to remind.
Okay, no problem, guys. When you learn Spring Boot, so please go in the deep and learn exactly how exactly that means simple यार. अगर स्प्रिंग फ्रेमवर्क में हमने देखा है कि हमें आईओसी स्टार्ट करने के लिए क्लास पाथ एक्सएमएल एप्लीकेशन कॉन्टेक्स्ट यूज करना पड़ता है अगर हम एक्सएमएल पाथ दे दे तो एनोटेशन कॉन्फ़िग एप्लीकेशन अगर हम एनोटेशन यूज कर रहे हैं तो ये स्प्रिंग बूट में गायब कहाँ पे हुआ क्यों गायब हुआ ये अंडरस्टैंड करने की बात है क्यों गायब हुआ इंटरनली ये एग्जैक्टली क्या यूज कर रहा है yes or no it's a question definitely asked by interviewer for experienced guy not fresher guy okay so I am asking to you because you are having some experience okay so ये question definitely आएंगे अगर आप spring boot बोलते हो ना I know about spring boot what you know
Yes.
about spring boot ये question definitely आएगा okay it's okay ये depend करता है देखो run method कौन सा IOC स्टार्ट करेगी it will depend on what dependency you have added if you have
Adi,
added
your
web
voice is breaking,
dependency
Adi.
okay
Your voice is breaking.
now is clear hello
Yes.
okay so
Yes,
it's
yes.
depend on yes it's depend on what dependency you have added spring web spring boot starter web or only spring boot starter or only spring boot starter web flux on that dependency it will determine which implemented classes should be used by run method okay Guys, you can check once and then tell me. Okay. Well, so fine, Pritham, our time is also finished. Okay, we will arrange another interview with you on Spring Boot. But now we need to stop here. Okay. So last, I want to ask a question to you. How was the experience? आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसे था इंटरव्यू देने का? सबको बताओ यार.
See, just like I was not able to recall the things that actually I know, because the time is not going well. So because of that, the things are getting forgotten for me too. And but it was really good thing. After a very long time, I'm appearing for the interview, and also I'm preparing for the interview. So this is kind of a good help for me, and it was really a good experience.
Okay,
Actually,
thanks so much,
actually,
Pritham.
actually,
Thanks so
I
much.
did
Hmm.
only 2 or 3 interviews in my life, or this one is my
Okay.
fourth or fifth. So,
Oh, great, great, great,
yeah,
great.
thank you.
ओके
Yeah.
गाइज, अगर आपको भी देना इंटरव्यू, सिंपल यार, इंटरव्यू से क्या चीज होती है मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा. अगर आप इंटरव्यू दोगे, मॉक इंटरव्यू दोगे, तो यार सिंपल चीजें, आपका प्रिपरेशन बहुत अच्छा होगा. देखो जैसे इनका हो रहा है, राइट? आपने देखा ही होगा कुछ क्वेश्चंस के आंसर इनको नहीं आ रहे. आई एम हियर टू हेल्प, राइट? जो क्वेश्चन आपने सुने नहीं होंगे वो भी क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं, आपको हेल्प हो सकती है. अगर आपको भी इंटरव्यू देना है, अभी मुझे कांटेक्ट करो, डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैं नंबर दूंगा, व्हाट्सएप करो, आपका भी इंटरव्यू शेड्यूल किया जाएगा. एंड दूसरी चीज, यार फेमस होने वाले हो आप, 15,000 सब्सक्राइबर से वहां पे आप जाने वाले हो, तो यूट्यूब पे जाने वाले. सबको शेयर कर दो, आपके फ्रेंड के साथ, फैमिली के साथ, कॉलेज ग्रुप में, सबको शेयर करो. मैं गया था यूट्यूब चैनल के ऊपर, ठीक है? तो ये चीजें आपको मिलेगी. एंड अगर यूट्यूब पे नहीं अपलोड करना है फिर भी बताओ यार, मैं लूंगा, ठीक है? आई विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प. बट यूट्यूब पे आ जाओ, सोशल मीडिया का जमाना है यार. घर पे रह के क्या ही करना है, ठीक है? चलो प्रीतम, कैन यू स्टॉप हियर बड़ी?
Yes, we can stop.
यस,
Just
थैंक यू
like
सो मच
stop
बड़ी.
the, uh,
बोलो बोलो.
वो रिकॉर्डिंग बंद करके ऐसे.
ओके ओके ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम.